Hey, I'm John. I used to be a lifeguard and now I'm a software engineer. And so I maintain an app that helps people take care of their swimming pools. It's called Pooldash. And this is another developer update where I tell you what's new in Pooldash. So we added a lot of new features to the app, to the website, and to the forum. And we also have a cool finance update for you too. So first big new feature is the pool doctor migration. This one's fun because I actually have a really old app that's like 11 years old. I wrote it when I was still in college and a lifeguard. And it's in many ways worse than Pooldash. It can only work on the iPhone. The water chemistry is actually not very good, so it can't account for the interplay between different chemicals. Like the chemical dosing isn't perfect. It doesn't support like online backup, online sync. It really just can't. And it's just difficult to maintain and update. But this still has thousands of users. And so what I did is wrote a really easy way for these users to migrate all of their data over to Pooldash. So if they have a bunch of pools in the Pool Doctor app, it invites them to download Pooldash when they open it. And then if Pooldash detects that you have some Pool Doctor data here, you just put a button right there on the home screen when you first open it. It says like, hey, let's import some stuff from Pool Doctor. So I'm hoping that encourages more users to move over to my more modern app. A lot of people just aren't going to move. They like the old one and it works, so why change? But what are you going to do? Another thing we're doing is, trying to make the app more approachable for average people who just don't really care about formulas. They just want to understand what to do. And so we're actually hiding these by default. And in the background, we'll auto-select one based on your water type. So as you select a different water type here, you'll notice like the readings and the treatments change. And what's happening is we're loading up and selecting different formulas for you. But you don't have to look at that unless you actually want to. So this is more in the spirit of making Pooldash more, approachable to average pool owners. However, we're still really, really proud of and like focusing on making our formulas and formula editors more powerful as a way to codify pool care. So one of the ways we did that is we simplified these forms. We used to try to do something where these forms kind of mimicked the layout of the user experience, but that ended up just being harder to use. And so we made it a really, really boring form with text fields and drop downs, and it is just so much easier to use now. We also implemented deep links so that you can link not just to a formula, but like to a specific like part of a formula. So for instance, if you want to say like, hey, why did it recommend that I add like bromine here? You can view formula and it'll actually go ahead and take you to the bromine treatment. So you can look at the bromine function right away without having to click around and find it. It's also enabling some better conversations in the forum. We're also writing some documentation so people can actually read about how to use this stuff and not just figure it out by trial and error. And so that's coming really soon. More on the web front, we have some authentication improvements. The big change here is not just that these screens look better, but that they actually work. So before, like the reset password flow was actually broken. There were some nice to haves missing, like you couldn't change your username. And really fundamentally, we just implemented sign in with Apple, which that lays the foundation that's going to enable us to do online sync, let people log in through the mobile apps, not yet, but eventually, and then actually sync all of their data into the Pooldash cloud. And that's going to be really powerful, but it was important to lay this foundation first. And I'm going to let Victoria talk a little bit more about it because she did most of the work on it.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm the newest developer with Pooldash, and one of the first tasks that I took on was to revamp the way that users log in and create accounts. So this is the create account page. It gives feedback based on which fields are required and any other specific rules. See, unhappy, happy. Users can log in. If they forgot their password, they can request an email to reset it. Once they get the email, it brings them to this form and they can confirm a new password. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Victoria. We did some little forum improvements too. So we removed the categories and we moved the topics to the top, which means that when you open up the Pooldash support page, you'll actually see like recent questions and not just some categories. We tried to just lower the barrier to asking questions in there. And finally, for finances, we have 72 paid subscribers, which after a year doesn't feel like a very high number. But when you zoom out and look at the graph and just see that, we're slow and steady, we're growing over time. It's putting in a lot of work, talking to a lot of users, implementing product updates based on what they want. and not just now starting to tweak with new marketing channels. I'm really encouraged by this. I love working on Pooldash, and I'm confident that if I keep doing it and keep building what you users ask for, and if you keep telling me what you want in the forum, please, then we'll eventually get to the point where this can be my full-time job. And in the meantime, I love the people I'm working with too. So Victoria has fielded at least one full-time job offer recently since she started working with us on Pooldash. And for her and so many other people, this has been just like a really good stepping stone early in their career. And I'm just super thankful for that. So I want to keep doing that too. So I'm loving this. I think that, it's like just something that I enjoy working on immensely, and I hope that I can keep doing it. So thanks.